What is going on? Every great to be here with all of you. Hey, thanks for tuning in to another More Than Philly Sports Network production. It is just myself to stay tuned as we continue to supply some awesome new updates to the show, to the network as a whole. We are so excited to continue with it. It was just announced today, for those watching here on Tuesday, the 2nd of March here in 2021, that the Sixers and the Flyers will be having between 2,000 and 3,000 fans, and the Phillies will be having 8,000 fans. It is amazing news. It is getting warm outside. The snow is melting. For those, and a lot of cool things this summer with the show. We hope you stay tuned for it. With that being said, yes, as many of you read here, J.J. Watt made a horrible mistake over the weekend. He posted a picture of himself. I believe he was doing a squat, had an Arizona Cardinal shirt on. Source me, I thought it was pretty cool because you do see a lot of these guys, whether it be Adam Schefter, Ian Rappaport, of course, all of us on Twitter, trying to find the actual that had 3 teams on it that apparently he said source me. And then after that, their legitimate news broke, the contract itself broke. So I don't know. This is an interesting one for me. I'm not a big fan. Look, I'm excited for JJ. I think that he's going to have a fun time in Arizona, but I don't think it's going to necessarily translate into wins. Arizona was an 8-8 team the playoffs if Kyler Murray stays healthy, because they did play a banged-up Rams team late in the season without Jared Goff either. Quarterback as well. 8-8's not bad for that division, but that division does he have what it takes to stay healthy for a full season? Does he have what it takes to carry the team? I love Kyler Murray. I love his talent. But he's got to make sure he's throwing the ball more than running it. And he hasn't had the best weapons over the years. Now he does. Larry Fitzgerald, you have a veteran. If he does come back next year, Christian Kirk. And, of course, DeAndre Hopkins, which is probably who got J.J. Watt to come there. J.J. Watt probably had some expensive offers from some teams that were middle of the road. He also had a really good contract offer from this team, the Arizona Cardinals. And he probably figures this is the most money I can get and the best chance of a ring within the amount of money I'm making. I imagine Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Buffalo, and Green Bay gave him offers. Otherwise, they'd be stupid not to give him an offer. But probably was not even past $11, $12 million a year. I don't know why everybody's so excited about this. It's an aging veteran who just got overpaid by a team that really should not have done that. You have Hassan Reddick, who is a free agent and wants big linebacker money, and he potentially could be on the move. Miami is a team that he was linked to. If you miss out on bringing back Hassan Reddick and you have J.J. Watt and you don't adequately replace at the linebacker position, then you – but other than that, I mean, the veteran, you can't has played a long time in this league, has been through a lot. 9, 10 years with Houston. He was drafted in 2011. 4 fumbles in 16 games. He played a full season. Obviously, the Texans weren't good, But this Texans defensive front, you pair him with Jadeveon Clowney. They were pretty good for a few years. They were pretty fearful. And then, of course, the offense followed suit. They had 2 or so good seasons. And we know how Houston kind of blew up this year. Bill O'Brien getting fired during the season. So you pair him with Chandler Jones, what's going to happen? We're going to see. This team could go 10-6, or I think 10-7. The new schedule is coming out this year. They could go 9-8. It's going to take some time to get used to hearing that, I know. But no, it doesn't make them an instant contender. If I'm J.J. Watt and I wanted a ring, in all honesty, Buffalo or Green Bay are what I'm thinking of. I'm not high on this coming from the ego of Steelers fans is insanely embarrassing for how bad of a team they really were. I don't know what I can't put my finger on it. It could be because I know Ben's not capable of every. And Cincinnati's on their way up. Watch out. Not yet, of course, but watch out. But let's focus on other contenders that J.J. Watt could have went to. The Buffalo Bills. They got Tre'Davious White and Josh Norman. I know Josh Norman's become a meme. But if Josh Norman's on wide receiver too, it's a pretty good comp on that defense. And I think that J.J. Watt would have fully elevated them to the next level. Their head coach, defensive minded. And Green Bay. I don't understand why you wouldn't want to go to Green Bay unless it's because people do have a problem. Rodgers, which has been a take that I've made in the past. But at the same time, you have the Smith brothers, Jair Alexander, Kevin King, better than them. Back-to-back years, Green Bay, which made the playoffs, the NFC Championship the last 2 years. The teams that beat them were not even in the playoffs. The Buccaneers last year were 9-7 with Jameis Winston. San Francisco 49ers were what, 4-12 from Wisconsin. Went to Central Michigan. Is from that area. I'm not sure. It wasn't aggressive. They were smart to do so. Green Bay has their own ego issues when it comes to how their front office manages things. They're a very old style team. They probably refuse to pay that. But you only have so much time until J.J. Watt is not going to be able to be healthy and actually be efficient, which could be this season. That's why I'm very skeptical of the amount of money that they paid him. At the same time, you have a couple of other young guys on that team which can carry the load. But the focus of the Cardinals is supposed to be the offense, right? Kyler Murray, Kenyon Drake, Chase Edmonds, Christian Kirk, Larry Fitzgerald, DeAndre Hopkins. Their O-line was fine. It needs to get better. They need to work on the O-line. I think Cliff Kingsbury needs to do that in the draft. Him and the general manager, they need to evaluate that. Because you need to protect Kyler Murray. Let him do his thing. Cliff Kingsbury needs to keep out of his own way and allow his coaching to just do its part. It's okay to run the ball. The air raid doesn't have to happen nonstop. I know that's what Kingsbury's known for, coaching Mahomes back in college. At the end of the day, I think, frankly, it was not the best decision by J.J. Watt. I think Buffalo and Green Bay were great. I guess maybe they didn't make enough of an offer for him. I guess he chose money over ring. I'm sure Green Bay would have brought him in for $10 million, or maybe 11 or 12. That's pushing it. You're not going to pay Aaron Jones, obviously. He'll be on the free agent market this year, but you don't want to pay J.J. Watt. The Bills, not sure. Maybe Buffalo wasn't appeasing to him. And then, of course, you take a look at another team, which I didn't even bring up today, is Cleveland. Pairing with Myles Garrett, big fan of that. Their defense has talent, but they just couldn't put it together this year. A veteran like J.J. Watt would have done the job. But let's look at J.J. Watt. Let's look at what they're paying. What, $15 million a year, something like that? I don't have the numbers in front of me, so I apologize. Last 5 seasons, 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20. He played 3 games in 2016, 5 in 2017. Played all 16 in 2018, played 8 in 2019, and 16 in 2020. I don't like the word injury prone. I think it is very insulting to the character of who players are. I understand why it's used. People call Carson Wentz injury prone. They call Jimmy Garoppolo injury prone or injury written or whatever the hell they want to call it nowadays. J.J. Watt, first 6 years in the league in 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015. I'm sorry, first 5 years. He started and he played every single game. 2011, 16 games. 2012, 16 games. 2013, 16. You get where I'm going with this. His stats during some of those years in his prime: 5.5 sacks of his rookie year, second year 20, and then 10, 20, 17. And then in 2016, when he missed 13 games, he had 1.5 sacks. 2017, missed 11 games, no sacks. Good bounce back in 2018, 16 sacks in 16 games. 2019, played 8 games, 4 sacks. And this past year, you double the amount of games that he played, 16. All right, he was healthy, or at least was healthy enough to start every game. 5 sacks. The tackles are pretty on par with his regression. He had 80 tackles, around 75, 76 average his first 5 years in the league. Last year, he had just 52. 36 solos, which is about half of what he used to do. QB hits is significantly lower than what it used to be. And we talk about pressures when we talk about how sacks aren't the only stat. QB hits for J.J. Watt last year when he played in 16 games. Just 17. He had 21 the year before, and he played in 8 games. During his prime, his big run, 43, 46, 51, 50 before his first injury. Back-to-back seasons of injuries. He's played more than 10 games in 3 of the last 5 years. I could say 6. I could say 2 of the last. He's getting old. He's past his prime. It's an expression. It's not an insult. Should the caption be, did J.J. Watt make a mistake or did the Cardinals? They both did. Honestly, if you're J.J. Watt, your efficiency is low. And I can prove it. Yeah, you can play 16 games, but you had 5 sacks, 17 QB hits, and 52 tackles. I mean, $16, $17 million player anymore. If you take a budget cut because you've made a lot of money in your 10, 11-year career, and you go to a team like Green Bay where they already have some pass rushers that are good, and again, I know Chandler Jones is there. I'm not going to forget about him or insult Bakers being the lot at the safe position. Of course, you had, especially in Green Bay. And I don't know why Green Bay keeps hot, because Green Bay seems like they're one piece away from winning the Super Bowl. They need some elite defenders. So I guess that's more than one piece, but you get the drift. I think that J.J. Watt made a huge mistake choosing money over a ring. I doubt I'll ever eat my words. I don't think the Cardinals are going to win anytime soon. And on top of all Cardinals, I think they overpaid for a post prime player. I just read the stats for it. It's unfortunate. It's sad because I think that JJ Watt's a good guy. Stupid, and it won't shock offer him 10, 11, possibly 12, $13 million, maybe a 1-year deal from both of them. It wouldn't shock down for money. And you can't blame him. Everybody's got to get their bag at the end of the day. I'm very big on that back. It's 2016 on, he's been hurt. He's had 2 full seasons in the last 5 years. And the previous, the other 3 was significantly less than half, or in 1 season half. Yeah, drama in Houston. Big time. And Deshaun Watson is stuck in the middle of all of it. With that being said, everybody, thank you so much for listening. We appreciate it. As always, thank you so much for your support, and we'll see you all soon. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't. In addition, hit that bell icon and set it to all to get reminded of when we go live and when we post excerpts of our videos. Again, thanks for watching. Have a great day.